name is Sue Yellen. I live in Prospect Lefferts Gardens, and I'm here with some members of our AD, with our district leader. We formed a committee to see if we can work on some of the problems that we had. We were all poll workers. I think, of course, the purge of voters was very unfortunate, but I'm not going to speak on that today. The 2 points I want to make is the affidavit ballots. I think the affidavit ballot came to the fore at this election because of the purge. Usually we have one or two every once in a while, it goes through the whole day. Every one of our tables had at least 20 to 25 affidavits. The main problem is that there is no way of telling who wrote it. There's no stub, there's no number, there's no receipt. Once that ballot goes into the envelope and is handed back to us, we know nothing about where they go. You can tell me, the board can tell me that they're counted, but we really have no proof that those ballots were counted. We had many, many people the day of the election asking, don't I get something? Aren't you going to give me something to prove that I wrote this? No stub, nothing. There's nothing on it that gives us any indication of who voted. We don't put their names down. We don't put it in the book. We don't do anything. So those go in the bag, the famous bag, and we never see them again. And we don't know if they're counted or not. Of course, we don't know if the purge votes were counted. So, but the affidavits is something that can be worked on. They go on a pad just like a ballot, and they have a stub, and they have a number, and the number goes into the book just like the regular ballots. This is one of the shortcomings that I see. Our biggest problem in the 43rd AD is that it's the largest Haitian community in the city. Ironically, we have 3 Haitian elected officials. We have an assemblywoman, 2 assembly persons, and a council member. None of our, we can't translate for them. We can't do anything for them. I speak French and Creole, but I am not allowed to tell those voters. And the ballots are so complicated, it would have been impossible for me to, in Creole, to explain that ballot. It was bad enough for English people. They say that you can only do Spanish and Chinese. And that has to change. This city is a multicultural country, and we make no provisions for immigrants.
Used to be one of the 7 major languages that were required basis of translation for city documents. Is that for some reason not extended all the ballots?
I think
We've never had a translator in our
Not a translator, the actual documents being
whether or not a jurisdiction is required to have a language is governed by the Voting Rights Act, Section 203, I think it is, right? But, and this is an issue that is close to me, so we were working on seeing. But can't voters take into somebody into the booth?
They don't come with anybody, and there's nobody in the poll that we can call on to take into the booth with them.
All right.
And they just...
Because this is an issue that...
And of course, that creates void ballots, so it makes it another problem. The affidavits were bad enough, but the void ballots are just as bad.